In this concept, I'm creating virtually a local area network, and it need to be connected with it. So this three important thing is how to allot the IP address for the PC. Then what is trunk concept? Trunk concept is like your PC traffic handling, and the third concept is how to relate your switches to the PC. These three things are the important parts of the intra VLAN. So if you see the IP address, actually I'm going to make this as first virtual network. This two are second virtual network. This is another virtual network. Actually this looks like separate network, but I'm going to make this as one virtual, second virtual, third virtual. So here you can see the IP will be in 10 point, and this also will be in 10-point range because it's a single VLAN. But here you can differentiate. This will be in 20 point, and this will be also in 20 points. So this I'm going to have in 10 point, this is in 20 point, this is 30 point. That shows that these three are different virtual networks. So intra VLAN means within the only within the virtual network, one virtual network you can talk. But whereas in inter VLAN, the first virtual network will be able to talk with the second virtual network. That is possible. That is the main logic. That is possible only by using routers. Now we are not using that. Next we will see that. So initially the IP addresses are set like this. Then after it we come to the concept of trunk. In this trunk there are two varieties of trunk. One variety of trunk is this is a trunk where you need to handle a heavy traffic. For that you have a separate set of code. And when you need to handle a light like this connection like trunk, this is a separate code. First we'll see how to handle heavy traffic like this. In case how will you be able to have the trunk in case of heavy traffic handling. We'll see that it is this traffic in case you have to give a trunk. So this is a trunk which will handle heavy traffic. This is a trunk which is later we'll be using in router also. Two traffics handling trunk is different. And you should make note that this is not handling traffic. This one is handling traffic. So the traffic code goes on like this, traffic trunk code. So here we can see that here actually I'm making this trunk to allow these three networks. This is VLAN 10, 20, 30. Why I'm giving VLAN 10, 20, 30? Next we will be actually seeing how to connect the PC to these switches. That there is a separate thing. How to name, there is interface naming we'll see. Before that you just know this is VLAN 10, 20, 30. So in that case these traffics need to be solved. So I'm giving that whenever there are many traffic, allow the traffic. That is what this line is very important. This is just the code actually, and this it specifies the interface. So in which interface trunk you are actually doing all these things. You have to just specify. Suppose this is handling this traffic, then you have to specify FA 2 bar. So in this case you have to give FA then 2 bar 1. Then you can specify this 10, 20, 30 are handling this traffic thing. One is without traffic. Without traffic is very simple. Without traffic means what is the only logic here? Without traffic means you need not give this line actually. That's all. So that is the difference between with traffic and without traffic. So in this case we'll see which is the without traffic. Then this is the without traffic. This is without traffic because you don't have any traffic, just a single thing comes. So here instance you will have FA 0 bar 1 then. So far we have seen how to handle traffic these cases, but we have not seen how to connect the ports to the PCs. So that particular part we are going to concentrate next. You have to mention which port you want to give. So that's what int FA. This port actually is the port suppose this PC you need to connect with this particular number, you have to specify port number. This particular place you have to mention, you have to give it here. And here you can specify the VLAN number. You can give a number and you can give a name also. Suppose here in the interface, suppose you are giving connecting this PC, imagine this PC alone consider. So FA 2 bar 1. So we'll give 2 bar 1. So this is actually for some error purpose. We are coming outside FW1 and we have to giving this 1. So we are giving. Then in this case, this is all 10 address, 20 address. I just give some thing. You can give the same number here, 10. So important is the student concept. Student, these two, what is the difference between these two names? Actually, this is a VLAN number, this is VLAN name. So you should know the difference. And this it's must since it's the code. Then you're giving it and you're saying mode access is a code that we cannot change the code. So the output will be like these two things will be able to connect. These two things will be able to connect and these two things will be able to connect. So inter VLAN there is only one difference, that is the router and that's what we are going to see. Other things we have seen in intra VLAN. So the code varies, so we'll see how the code is. The code goes on like this. You have to specify the interface number dot this. For example, suppose this is the interface 0 bar 0. Then you have to specify here 0 bar 0. This is the case. Then dot. So already I said this is 10 and this is 20 and this is 30. There are three different network VLAN networks are there. So if you're using 10, suppose you take 10, you can use even different VLAN number has to be specified. Similar number you have to the same number you give here also. Okay. So here the case is it can be 10, 20 or 30. You can use 10, 20, 30. Then after that here you're supposed to give the IP address. IP address is this one is the gateway. Network starting address is always the gateway actually. So here in this case you can see that this thing is little bit confusing. IP address is this. Your gateway you better give the starting address and that starting address only I need to specify here in the code actually. So the logic is the router will contact to the starting address is actually having the contact. That's what is the reason for using the starting address. So for example, if it is this case, you can give 172.17 point. Here I am using a 10 point address because I am connecting with that first. This PC I am connecting it here, so I am using that subnet thing. Then subnet mask you are familiar with. You can just give 255.255.255.0. So it will automatically connect. So we'll have a recollect of the concepts. So before recollecting, so what is the difference here? So previously VLAN only. Within this two VLANs, one VLAN we are connecting. Now you can connect, interchange the PCs. Any PC you connect, it will connect. So any PC you try to connect, it is connecting. So that is what inter VLAN network. So basically in a intra VLAN, the first important concept is how to handle a traffic in the trunk. And without traffic there is a trunk. So handling traffic in a trunk, you have a different code like this. Trunk code goes on like this. Only thing is you have to just allow this traffic we are giving. In case if there is no traffic, you need not you can take off this line. So that's what you can see here. You are taking off this particular line. Then comes the concept that you have to give IP addresses. I said you give 10 point address here, 20 point address, 30 point address, three different addresses, so three different networks with virtual area network you can form. Then third thing is how to connect your PC to the switches. There is a separate code for that. That code only is this, not this one, this one. In this code you can give the VLAN number and this is VLAN name. So this you need to understand, and you can say that this particular port, which port should access this LAN. So actually we are connecting it, so that's what is done. Then with that your intra VLAN will get connected, because this within the VLAN only you can access. You cannot access like this VLAN will go and access another PT. That is not possible. Only in inter VLAN that is possible. So how that is made possible? That is made be possible by the router, which gives the concept of inter VLAN. So how it is done? In your router, you specify the router's interfaces thing dot which PC you wanted to connect. You will just give dot. Tell me this VLAN number you will specify, and this coding will go on like dot 1Q, and you have to give the um, VLAN number again, same VLAN number. Then IP address, you can give the IP address. You have, this is very important, you should not give any other IP address. This should be strictly gateway starting IP address. Then you can give the subnet mask. That's it.